Hello everyone, I'm Grace, and if you've taken any of my free online courses which I've posted on this channel, welcome back. I haven't posted anything for a while and I wanted to share something that's personal and pivotal, which is my journey into strategic foresight and my selection as an emerging fellow of the Association of Professional Futurists. If you're someone who is interested in thinking about futures and applying this sort of thinking to your work or venturing into strategic foresight, this video might open up a lot of opportunities for you. So let's get into it. I discovered strategic foresight in late 2023. That's about 2 years ago. I was having a conversation with a neuroscientist and we're discussing how design could add value at the C-suite, that's at the high levels of Fortune 500 companies. And that's when I heard about strategic foresight and futures thinking for the first time. And I was curious about it. So I took a class, or rather a specialization, from Institute for the Future on Coursera, which is titled Futures Thinking. And I found this such a fascinating course that after completing the program, I wanted to get more engaged with the community of strategic foresight practitioners and future thinkers, that I signed up to be a volunteer with the Association of Professional Futurists. And then the opportunity to be an emerging fellow opened up and I applied for the position. And to my surprise, I was selected. It was such an unbelievable moment when I received the email that I'd been selected as a fellow. And I knew that it was going to open up a lot of doors, open up the entire world of futures thinking and strategic foresight, which was completely new to me. Here in Nigeria, it's not very common. At least it wasn't common to me at that time, but we have a growing community of people who practice strategic foresight, and it's an increasingly important field for anyone who wants to make an impact and think long range, for long range futures, not just for immediate impact. As a matter of fact, strategic foresight as a skill helps you make better decisions today, because when you think about the far future, you're able to make better and more responsible decisions today. What has it been like being an emerging fellow? This question comes up a lot, especially when the opportunity to apply opens up every year. It usually opens up around August, September. So people usually ask, what's it like to be an emerging fellow? Is there anything particularly essential that you benefit from being in the program? Look, all I can say is that it all depends on how much you want to get out of the program, where you are, and how far you want to go engage with the foresight community. As an emerging fellow, I have the opportunity to write blogs about the future, about any topic of interest to me. So I was saying, in the first year, I focused on writing about the future of housing, where I explored current trends in housing as the housing crisis as a global challenge, and how we could make responsible decisions for the kind of future that we want for housing all over the world. And in the second year, I've been focused on storytelling and narratives and how this can be used to drive the futures that we want, drive collective action, and even influence policy. So maybe I'll share some, not maybe, I will definitely share the links to my write-ups in the description box so that you can follow along what I've been doing. But apart from that, the Emerging Fellows program has opened up opportunity for me to meet a lot of top futurists who have made a lot of impact all over the world, and learn from them and apply some of their wisdom to current challenges or how we currently practice futures and foresight today. Another major benefit of participating in the program has been the mentoring and the peer coaching. We teach and coach ourselves in different foresight techniques, and we also have mentors who guide us in the process. We're able to ask them a lot of questions and develop our own individual practices. Everyone has an area or a field within the foresight field that is interested in, and we get all the necessary coaching or mentoring that we need, both to write and to practice it in field. One thing that's important to understand about the field of strategic foresight is that it's really not about predicting the future. It's more about anticipating different kinds of futures, the possible, the plausible, the preferable, and even the negative futures, so that we can take the kind of necessary actions today to arrive at the futures that we want. Even though we know that nobody can really predict the future, if we have a mindset that is prepared for so many different alternatives or so many different ways the future can happen, we won't be caught unawares or be more prepared to adapt or to transform to the futures that we're confronted with. And it's important in this time because there's so much uncertainty. There has always been uncertainty, but there's even more uncertainty, and people are faced with the consequences of global drivers like automation, like artificial intelligence, climate change, pandemics, migration, and so many things are affecting how the world is evolving. And it's important to study and observe how these changes might impact us so that we can be prepared and we can take the kind of actions, like I said, over and over that we want. For those of you who are not interested in pivoting completely into strategic foresight, but rather like to use strategic foresight techniques in your discipline, it's also an excellent toolkit, or let me say, an excellent form of training and an excellent skill set to have. Being able to anticipate futures, being able to think long term is very important and position you for roles of serious responsibility, and also helps you to help both your organization, your communities, your families, and even yourself navigate change, navigate unforeseen and radical changes in your environment and in your society. For those of you who are curious about how strategic foresight can support or help your UX design practice, I created a course called Strategic Foresight for Revolutionary E-commerce UX Techniques. And even though I focus on e-commerce UX design, the principles of strategic foresight can be applied to any sort of UX design. So you'll learn strategic foresight techniques that can help you come up with innovative and future-ready designs for your organization. And this is a competence that's going to be important even as the world navigates even more incredible changes. For anyone who's watching, what I like to say is that stay curious. You never can tell what you learn, what you find out today that can radically change or can transform your career and bring about the fulfillment or even the impact that you want to make. You don't know where it's coming from, so be curious, keep on learning, and step outside your comfort zone. There's some things that may not come naturally to you, but when you learn it, it's an important skill set, it's an important competence that will help you be a person of value in your organization or your community. If you're interested in strategic foresight or storytelling or in following my journey, please leave a comment or subscribe. This channel will be evolving just like I am evolving, and I'd like you to come along with me for the journey. Thank you for watching.